Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Jenny is off tonight as coverage you can count on continues with the investigation into the murder of a teenager in South Augusta. Friday night, deputies got the call to the Circle K at Peach Orchard and Lumpkin Roads, and that's where they found 17-year-old D'Angelo Burns. He'd been shot at a nearby home. Somebody drove him to the Circle K. The officers tried to revive him but could not. And tonight, 2 of those Richmond County deputies are under investigation. Internal Affairs looking at their actions at the Circle K, where they got into some sort of dispute. Both the sheriff and the DA weighing in today. News Channel 6's RENETTA DUBOSE live for us at the sheriff's office in downtown Augusta. Sheriff Roundtree RENETTA says the deputies acted unprofessionally. The DA, though, as we mentioned, involved now, so this thing is not over.
That's right, Brad. The sheriff called the actions of those 2 deputies an embarrassment, and they were disciplined. But after all of those details were released, District Attorney Natalie Payne wants to take it before a grand jury to see if it's possible that criminal charges might be filed.
It was noted that there were multiple lapses in judgment that night, and the behavior of the 2 experienced deputies was embarrassing and highly inappropriate.
The response to a teen with a gunshot wound at the Peach Orchard Road Circle K turned into an all-out brawl for Richmond County deputies Brandon Keithley and Nicholas Nunez. Richmond County Sheriff Richard Roundtree says Keithley and a trainee arrived at the Circle K, where they began administering aid to 17-year-old D'Angelo Burns. Later, Deputy Nicholas Nunez arrived and took over.
Deputy Keithley advised Deputy Nunez to step back as they were assessing the victim's injuries. Deputy Nunez then pushed Deputy Keithley away from the victim. Deputy Keithley then struck Deputy Nunez once in the head with the tip of his Stinger flashlight.
Dispatch, you seen go across and you got cracked in the back of the head with the mag light.
911 tapes replay the incident, all taking place while deputies learn about the crime that started on Abelia Drive, ended at the Circle K, and ultimately claimed the life of Burns. Roundtree says another deputy came to the gas station and took Nunez away while other deputies administered aid to the teen. He assures this internal conflict did not interrupt the victim's care, as it was all before CPR started.
I know both had the desire to try to aid the victim, but our protocol is once aid is being administered, then that person proceeds to it unless he asks for assistance.
Deputy Keithley was placed on administrative duties through the weekend, and the sheriff says Deputy Nunez's injuries were treated as an internal investigation was launched.
Well, I hope it shows that we are going to be transparent, that we're going to hold our deputies accountable. Like I said, this was embarrassing not just to the deputies, but to this agency.
The sheriff says Deputy Keithley has been suspended for 30 days without pay and with counseling. And Deputy Nunez was reprimanded, and he's doing okay tonight, expected to return to work tomorrow. Now, the sheriff did not take any questions today pertaining to the murder of D'Angelo Burns, but we will continue to follow this story. Live in Augusta, RENETTA DUBOSE, WJBF News Channel 6. Back to you.